Namaskar and a very good afternoon to each one of you, and a hearty welcome to all of you to this flagship event of SSF Global. When it comes to shared services and business processes, the forum to look out for is precisely this. That is SSF's Global Conclave. This is where there is true holistic learning, because the eminent speakers are invariably business leaders with a rich experience of leading transformation, and this is a platform where they share their insights and perspectives. So we look forward to interesting and pertinent conversations today as well as tomorrow. And without further ado, I'd like to invite on stage Rakesh Sinha, co-founder SSF Global, founder and CEO Quintess Global, also the most promising business leader in Asia 2021-22, as honored by the Economic Times. Request you, Rakesh ji, to please come.
Very good evening. It's a pleasure, honor, privilege to stand here and warmly invite each one of you to this evening of 12th Annual Global Enterprise Services Conclave Day 1. I think many of you would be aware of who we are, what we do, but it's my requirement and as a process to share briefly about what we do as an organization, as an SSF. I'm super delighted and thrilled to share that this is 12th year of our running something like what we're doing now. As you can see, many of us are running around and trying to do ourselves a lot of things. Typically, in many of the events which you all participate, you will see a lot of event managers managing things. We have those, but we still think this is our family, this is our community, and which we are trying to build and grow together. 12 years ago, when we started, when Ravi and I thought of doing something like SSF, we never thought that we'll sustain for 12 long years. I'll be very honest about it. We thought we'll do a couple of years, good, nice, then we'll figure it out, what to do about it, etc., etc. And at that time, in fact, as many of you will be aware, that there was no other forum which was trying to bring the, what we call today, GBS, GCC practitioners, etc., or enterprise functions. In fact, we were the first one to try that. And of course, now there are so many event forums. Sometimes people get confused with us by saying, oh, you are also that. Okay, we explain. No, we are different, right? So that's the reality. But we are very happy that what we started 12 years ago has become like a practice where a lot of event companies even are now coming forward to set up their events around the topic of business services, shared services, etc. Even some of the marquee media organizations are even trying to set up something like this. So we feel very, very excited about that. What we started as our road, the seeds, is now really becoming a bigger industry community over a period of time. 12th Annual Global Enterprise Services Conclave, and we are also going to witness the 12th Annual SSF Excellence Awards and Recognition, which will happen in two parts, today and tomorrow. Some awardees today and some awardees tomorrow. This could have not been possible if some of my partners and sponsors would have not helped us. I would like to thank and express my gratitude to our knowledge partner, our Value Group, co-sponsor Quintess Global, associate sponsors IBM Consulting, Nividius, Ziffy, event partners, Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages, Brigade Group, Unilever Enterprises. We have corporate sponsors, KYP.ai, Experience Flow from US. We got consulting partner bringing a lot of knowledge to us, and we'll have a specific knowledge session on that. NRI Consulting and Solutions Center. Sustainability partner, Brookfield Properties, I think this is the world where workspace is so important. Our academic partners, Jain University and Ramaya Institute of Management, and technology partner, Munivar Technologies. Thank you, each of my partners and sponsors, making this happen. Just to share with you what we do as an SSF, and instead of talking about a lot of things, I have a small clip of the journey of SSF over the last 12 years. And I would request, if you bear with me, this is a small clip, I'll request an AV team to please play. have seen yourself in this journey, different avatars. I was told one of the events we were doing a couple of months ago in Mumbai, and we were playing this video, and then somebody walked up to me and said, there's a fantastic journey which you had, and this industry has evolved over the last 12 years. But during that period, you have gained 15 kgs of weight and you lost hairs. I said, okay, that's my bad. I'll try to figure out if there is an alternative or transformation possible for it. But that's a journey which we had together over the last 12 years. We progressed from here, and very recently in September, and now we are pretty much formal with it, is we have also launched a community growing app. So there's a mobility world. So the SSF Global is the first of that kind where you have an app, which I think while coming inside you have seen is a QR code, and you can download from both Android and a Google Play Store. There has been a bit of a challenge for the last 2 days, and I think it's going to continue for the next couple of days. That's what I think there is an indication. There's a cyclone which has hit down South India. A lot of people, particularly in the coastal areas in Andhra and Tamil Nadu, are struggling. In fact, many of our industry colleagues who were supposed to be here today and tomorrow, they are, we are struggling to even establish connect with them. So we have requested them not to attempt anything which is going to be challenging. So there's no flight, there's no train. I think a couple of leaders were opting to even drive down. So we said, okay, just please be careful and take care of yourself. Don't stretch beyond a point. So I think that's a worse situation to be. In fact, they can't even join virtually because there's no internet connectivity there. So I think our prayers and best wishes to all of them that they remain safe and they're all good in the next couple of days. In this journey, I think it will be unfair if I don't talk about a few of my governing council colleagues who have really supported well. I think Sunil Sayal is here. I think he was those days regional CFO for Nokia. And I think he came forward to support us and say, okay, fine, I think you guys are trying to do something. We'll see how we can collaborate and partner. And then, of course, Ravi, myself, and Anand, and Sanjay. Sanjay could not be here, who was the chief architect for SSF. He'll join us virtually as well. There was a personal exigency which he was dealing with. I wanted to also talk about that how SSF is looking at this entire journey, where we are talking about becoming progressively looking at that excellence and thinking of not just the best practices but next practices. So we are trying to challenge the status quo, as well as not just think of tomorrow but thinking beyond. That's what I think SSF's role has been. And I think last year 11 conclaves has got more than 1,500 practitioners coming and sharing their perspectives across multiple sectors, be it India corporate, global corporates, be it GBS, GICs, shared services. This year's theme was an interesting one. We were looking at it by saying, and I think I was just having a brief chat with even Pankajam earlier, and not to draw or take that sentence because I leave the thunder with you completely. But I think that's where the whole next leap is what we're talking about, and we'll have a keynote address on that. But the whole point was becoming an enterprise partner and staying ahead and building the sustainable differentiator. So that's the overall broad theme, and we'll have a lot of unfolding in terms of sessions, etc. One of the things which, as an SSF, we are proudly collaborating with all the government initiatives, and we are celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We are part of Swachh Bharat mission, and we are also part of Make in India initiatives. We are supporting government from the point of view of shaping this industry to the next leap. I will take this opportunity to also talk briefly about some of the people who have worked at the background and to make sure this initiative has been successful. There's an eminent jury panel which has worked tirelessly to shape and bring the excellence awards and recognition to whatever it is, and we'll have a part 1 of that today evening and part 2 of that tomorrow evening. With this, I have another message, a video message. We were supposed to have, and I called up the local, the MP in Bangalore, and a firebrand young leader and the chairman of Bharatiya Janata Party Yuva Morcha and the 3-time MP Tejasvi Surya. Unfortunately, he could not be here in person because Parliament session started today and then a lot of leaders were summoned to Delhi for celebration. So he sent a small video message and can we have the clip, please?
Note that SSF Global is organizing its 12th annual Global Enterprise Services Conclave on the 4th and 5th of December in Bengaluru. Because of the Parliament session starting tomorrow, I have travelled to Delhi and therefore I have missed this opportunity of coming amongst all of you in person. I apologize for that. I thank SSF Global for having invited me to be a part of this program. I also want to use this opportunity to congratulate them for doing what they do, because they have really made a big impact in taking forward the Prime Minister's vision of a strong India, a resurgent economy, and creating a large vibrancy at a global level. I'm sure that the discussions, the deliberations that will take place over today and tomorrow will definitely have far-reaching impact. I once again thank SSF Global for organizing this program, bringing together all of you, and wish that I get an opportunity again to come amongst all of you physically in the next edition. Thank you so much and best wishes.
I think for that purpose we'll have to have another edition here in Bangalore, right? So we'll do that for sure. Thank you everyone. It was lovely to start this session now, and look forward to a really enabling, enriching knowledge sharing 2 days, today evening and tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Rakesh. I'd now like to invite two very special guests. Dr. Manasa Nagabhushanam, Director, Ramaiah Institute of Management. Dr. Nagabhushanam is the Director of Ramaiah Institute of Management, Bangalore. She has an experience of 32 years as an academician, education leader, researcher, writer, and a consultant. She has headed several business schools as Dean and Director. She is a doctoral guide, and 7 women scholars have completed their PhD under her guidance. I would request you to read a detailed biodata. It's very, very interesting, but let's go ahead and I'll just speak a little bit more about her. She was awarded the Best PhD Thesis Award by the Prestige Group of Institutions in 2009, and India 5000 has awarded her the Women Achiever of 2022. Very honored to have you here with us, ma'am. Request you to please come up and be a part of the inaugural session. I'd also like to invite Ma'am Sushmita Ghosh, AVP Women Entrepreneurship, NSRCEL IIM Bangalore. Sushmita leads Women Entrepreneurship Scaling Up initiatives and the funding desk at NSRCEL IIM Bangalore. A few of the flagship programs are Goldman Sachs 10,000 Women, Goldman Sachs 10,000 Women Finance for Growth, and Swalambane, the capacity building program for rural women in Karnataka. Before joining NSRCEL in 2022, she worked with CIIE.co IIM Ahmedabad. May I request you, ma'am, also to please join us here. And now I'd like to invite the entire SSF Governing Council, which is present here, and we will have the lamp lighting ceremony. So Ravi-ji, Sunil-ji, whoever is present in person, stay on the dais. It's a good opportunity to... Okay, sure. We now have the unveiling of SSF's research reports after the shoes are worn. Rakesh, would you like to speak about this a bit or after? Yeah. Switch on.
So we are going to unveil an SSF research report 2023. We'll also have a brief session around that. The soft copy of these reports, given you all are attending this event, will be reaching you in a short while. So this is what we're going to unveil now. So I request both of you to please, if you can just unveil it.
We now have the unveiling of the joint research report by SSF Global, NRI, for which I'd also like to invite here on the dais Mr. Sunny Goel, Partner Group Head, NRI.
Just to share with you, this is a joint research report done by SSF Global and Nomura Research Institute. The focus is the next big focus for Japanese companies, unlocking efficiency and expansion in shared services through GCC, GBS in India. So how to encourage some of the Japanese companies to come to India and leverage the GCC. That's the report, and we're just going to unveil that.
Very much. I'd now request Dr. Nagabhushanam to please say a few words.
Good evening and namaste to one and all present here. That was a fascinating journey, the 12 years of SSF. And if you had seen some 12 years ago, no academician would have come and stood here. And today, I'm really honored that an academician is being called to a program of an industry, and this shows the kind of intersection that's happening between academia and the industry. So we were thinking, both the industry as well as the academia were in silos. We were thinking it is difficult to reach the industry, and the industry was thinking is there anything that we can draw from the academia? But today, this is not the case. So, this is an exciting time for me that after serving some 34 years in the academics, I have been a part of the industry forum. (2047), 100 years of independence, we are expecting that we are going to become a 30 trillion economy. And there is a big responsibility on all of us because we have to grow 10 times than what we are now. So it is not just the industry, and the academia should shoulder a bigger responsibility in the forthcoming days. So if you look at the kind of mindset that is there in the industry of being agile, the very concept of this global business services or the shared services, it shows the agile mindset of the industry to come together and offer a lot to the industry. So this is nothing but something like Ano Bhadra Kratuvo Entu Vishwataha. So let noble thoughts come from all sides. So similarly, even the academia today, which was closed, which was structured, which was working in silos, has now opened up. So in US and other countries, we had seen that many companies emerged from the campuses. So be it Google, right? It came up from the campus, or Snapchat, or WordPress. These were all companies which came out from campuses, and if you see in India, whether any of these companies emerged from the campuses. But today, the campuses have become more deeper and stronger with developing deep technologies within, and that's how recently we can see that 111 unicorns have emerged from the country, and some of them are from campuses also. So what we expect is that campus has greater power, a large number of resources, and these resources determine the future of our country. So where you're all sitting today, our students will be sitting in the next 10 years. So they will be shaping the country, they will be shaping this world, and they need more innovation, more agility, and I'm sure that India has crossed, or it is in that threshold of crossing the limitations and emerging as a big nation because the campuses are free now. So we were all bound by the four walls of the classroom and thinking only whatever was there in the textbooks. So today we are out of it. We are thinking differently. We are thinking what innovations can be done, and this will happen in the next few years because we are changing from the grassroots. That is, right from the early childhood education to the primary, to the high school. Earlier we were thinking that from India we can have only programmers and not designers. But today we are reversing that concept of we are not just the programmers, not just we repeat the work and show it to the world, but we can also think. So I am sure that platforms like SSF will open up, and it has already opened up, as I said. So this kind of agility is required, and in open arms, it has said that why academicians can't participate in such forums. So I am sure that this kind of a partnership between industry and the academia is going to enable, and it acts as an enabler for growth. So if we have to get to that global target growth for all the companies, it is possible only with a kind of openness in both the parties. So like how we have the industry interaction cell, companies should have academia interaction cells. So if we develop this, I am sure that this intersection is going to contribute to our world in a big way, and then leaders are going to emerge. Thank you so much for giving me this great opportunity.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Very interesting. Yeah. May I request Rakesh to please come up and offer a memento to Dr. Manasa Nagabhushanam. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing your valuable time and being part of this conclave. Thank you very much. I now request Ms. Sushmita Ghosh to please come up and say a few words.
Thank you so much. Thank you, SSF Global, for inviting me. It's an honor, it's a privilege to be here to speak before you. I mean, amazing opportunity to learn from you. As ma'am said, it brings me back to something that maybe 12 or 13 years back, I was destined. I was very sure I was teaching, I was in academia. I'll do a PhD. I will be teaching, become a professor, and then destiny intervened, and I found myself in entrepreneurship industry, right? And last 1 decade has been in entrepreneurship, working with amazing entrepreneurs of different calibers, different sectors, different skill sets, and learning from them. Right now, I work with NSRCEL. It's a business incubator with and Bangalore, and we have been around for 2 decades. It was founded in 1999, and we work with early stage as well as growth stage entrepreneurs. We have engaged with some 1 lakh entrepreneurs, incubated 500 of them. Consequently, direct job of that have got created from those entrepreneurs after they pass out from the programs is something around 7,000 jobs. While we focus on different domains, innovation is a key. Mindset, our entrepreneurial mindset is another we work with. And that's something we work, as we work from people to people with each of them, we look into how we can contribute to helping them grow their business ideas, whether at early stage or whether they are into growth stage or would be going to IPOs. We at NSRCEL work with different domains, some whether it's impact or sustainability, circular economy, or emerging businesses, mobility, RED, or consumer brands, as I got to a few of you. And there's one aspect which is very close to the heart, which is women entrepreneurship. And I head the women entrepreneurship, and it's a learning journey. I was reading a report, and there's a statistics that I would like to talk about. India has 63 million micro, small, and medium enterprises, of which only around 20% are women-owned. However, the employ 22 to 27 million people. And the scope and the possibility of growth is sky high and it's boundless. So I personally have been privileged to work with some 1,200 women entrepreneurs in the last 2 years and engage with a community of around 3,000 women entrepreneurs. And mark my words, these are amazing women who are running revenue-generated business, I mean turnover in some crores, managing houses, managing families, everything put together, and their inspiration. And when I meet them, and these women are from some across the domains, whether it's drones or textile or education or healthcare, they come from different diversities, they come from different states. We cover some 22 states in India now, and it's a privilege to be learning from them. However, there are challenges. Challenges that any business person encounters, whether it's capacity building, whether it's business support, or mentoring or guidance, or networks, and definitely access to finance. While most entrepreneurs have it, it's a bit amplified when it comes to women entrepreneurs. And they have to go through a few more hurdles to be here, right? And it's a constant struggle. So we, as enablers, as facilitators, have been trying to bridge that gap, right? And it's not us only. It's a collaborative effort where I am privileged to be supported by people like you. I have academia who brings in perspectives, concepts, things like that. I have industry veterans and professionals like you who mentor and guide these women entrepreneurs across the domains. I have banks and VCs who are giving access to finance, and we're trying to build products with them that can be leveraged by different domains. And then definitely ecosystem partners who help in networking. Now imagine who are the beneficiaries, right? Imagine a woman who has rarely stepped out of her tier 2 city, right? And entering a room of 70 women entrepreneurs from different fields who have never met each other, and suddenly at the end of the day find that, oh, we have so much in common, and I never knew it. Or a woman entrepreneur who, if you look, maybe thinking that maybe she does textiles, and you interestingly find that, okay, the person is working in genome research, or trying to create a healthcare product, or is working with running a manufacturing unit of pipes, right, and catering to maybe some of the industries here in business services. So the diversity is huge, problems are huge, and each time you meet them, it's a humbling, enriching experience to see them cross those barriers one at a time, right? But then, this is again, as I say, it's not one person, it's not one team, it's not one organization, it's all of us together, right? So I'm actually, I want to express my gratitude to SSF Global to bringing in so many practices, so many summits, to each one of you who have taken time out to come here and share your perspectives, for your contribution, for all the collaboration, for all the co-creations to take all the businesses one notch ahead. Thank you so much for having me here and for being here. Have an amazing evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please stay for a moment. I'd like to request Rakesh to offer a memento to wonderful Ms. Sushmita Ghosh for sparing your time and coming and sharing your views and your experiences.